probably going to be very crooked, so I'm sorry. Okay. Hello, and welcome back. Let me introduce myself. My name is Amy. I'm a knitter. I want to say a bit of a crochet, but I actually haven't crocheted in like a year. And aspiring to be sewer. I just got a sewing machine. However, mostly I'm a knitter. And I really wanted to sit down today and agree on something, which is the following. I have been having a few whips in stash for months and months and months. And I don't know about you, but I'm like a knitter who really requires dopamine. I think we all do, right? But in terms of crafting, I tend to start things and not finish them unless I really have a sort of hyperfixation on them. So for the last few months, I have started a few projects and then either finished them immediately, like monogamous knitting on one project, but then I also have a few that are either too big or I lost interest in or whatever, which has led to having like a few whips in my stash that are starting to annoy me, basically. So with this video, I actually just wanted to sit down and sort of make an agreement with myself, and you are here to listen to that and maybe make sure that I keep myself accountable. So what I want to do is really run through the whips that I am trying to finish in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so first whip. It's actually almost done. I'm doing like one more stripe of the green, then I do one more red and one more green for the ribbing. So it's like, this is something I can finish this week, you know? This has also not been in my stash for that long. I did lose a little bit of focus on it because I had some small projects that I was working on. But besides that, this is like I want to get it done as soon as possible whip. It's the Lakes Tee by Ozetta. It's a saddle shoulder construction. I already finished the sleeves, so only the body needs to get done. First, okay, I think I'm gonna work on that now and try and finish it this week. Maybe this one has been in my stash for the longest. Wait, where is it? It's right here, it's in the back. This is the, I think it's the Ingrid sweater, but I have to look it up. I think it's the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. It's an all over structure pattern. And this is actually really fun to knit on. I don't know why I lost sight of it a little bit. Well, actually I do know why, because it's summer. It's like the 23rd, 24th of July. So it's the middle of summer, and who wants to work on a full-on Shetland wool sweater when it's summer? Not me. Well, actually I did work on it yesterday because it's quite cold now, but fun. I will work on this and I will probably finish it because I really enjoy this pattern. I'm working on the second part of the mock cables. So much fun. Yeah, so that's the second whip. The other ones, because I think these two I will probably finish without a problem. Following two are going to be a little bit more tough. The biggest boy in the house is the Mateo sweater by Celine, knitting by Celine. I actually have no idea what her correct name is on YouTube and Instagram, but I know her name is Celine and I know her brother's name is Mateo and she named a pattern after him. Well, that's this one. And I'm knitting it for my boyfriend. It's quite a big size. I think it's like a 4XL or something. He really wants to have an oversized look. I can tell you it's oversized. It's freaking huge. I'm working on a body, so it's just in around stockinette. It's not the most fun at this point. But I have to say, this is like my movie theater knit. So whenever I go to the theater, I can knit blind in stockinette, but if it's like too small, it's difficult. But this one is actually quite nice. And the other one that is a little bit more rough, but in terms of size, it's more doable. It's also just a stockinette project, and it's the Everyday Sock by Petite Knit. I was really fast with the first part, and then I think this took me like 2 or 3 months because it's just not something I've been picking up. However, this was my on-the-go teeny tiny project whenever I, go to have coffee with friends or something. But then I had the Holly bandana twice, and potentially another project, I don't really remember, that I had on the go. So I didn't really pick this up anymore. Also with the whole, working with wool, it's not the best in summer, but I think I'm gonna try and put this in my bag just to have it with me all the time. And whenever I sit down, I just do a couple of rows because, it's not that big of a project. So this is like an eyesore in my brain that I just have to get rid of. And it's probably not going to take as long as I think it will. But it's been bothering me. And to be honest, I really need some extra warm socks for when the colder season's here. So I hope that also will inspire me. But yeah, those two, the last two, are going to be a little bit more tough to get through, I think. This is the, I have to look up the name. It's a felted crossbody bag. So yes, this is huge, but it's going to be felted. So I just did the first strap, and this is all over double knitting. So that took me actually not that long. It's a 5 millimeter needle project, so it's actually not that long, but I think this will be a very quick project, and in the end it will be fun. Now it's just a part that I have to do working around with magic loop, and that's not my favorite, but okay. So 5 projects. 1 I'll probably finish this week. 1 is going to be a fun knit. 1 is going to go in my bag. 1 I just have to get through the magic loop part, and the other one is going to be a tough cookie to get through. And I have to agree that I'm going to finish and try 3 patterns before I can cast on a new project. All right, so let's finish the first one. I'm going to try and finish the Lakes Tea this week, so wish me good luck. Cast is off, however, ribbing is not really it. Like, it kind of, I'm actually gonna have to rip it back and do the ribbing again, unfortunately. And as I said yesterday, I had to rip back the ribbing. Like, I already cast off, I did an Italian bind off and everything, and I tried it on, but I already knew that I forgot to change needle sizes for the ribbing, so it was actually just too big, and it was just like flopping out, and it did not look cute at all. So I ripped it back. That was actually quite of a mess. I had to cut apart, which is not the best, but we did it, and now I'm working with 3.25 needles. I did the body in 3.75, so it's like half a needle size down. And instead of doing twisted or like half twisted rip, I'm just doing a regular rip now, and I think it's gonna look a lot better. But I was basically done, but I kind of knew in my head already that I was probably gonna have to rip it back, but I was just ignoring it, and now I'm doing it anyway. But you know what? Let's hope it will be done this weekend. Hello, I just wanted to give you a quick update because the last 2 days I've been on the move of doing quite some fun stuff. Yeah, it's Tuesday now, and on Sunday I did a pastry tour with my boyfriend and a friend, and yesterday we went to Brussels, my boyfriend and I, to watch the Odyssey movie in 70mm, which was like 70mm IMAX, as Nolan intended it. Like, I think Brussels is the only place in the like Benelux where you're able to see it that way, which was a lot of fun, but also a lot of driving. And because of that, I got some knitting done, which was great. And I have come to the like last sort of part before the ribbing. So this is like a 2x2 rib part, and then there's one more of the sort of in between lace sections, and then you do the ribbing. So I'm actually coming to the end of the body. So I think this is going pretty well. I think I got this part done last few days. There's only two things. One, this yarn. It's a lovely yarn. It's a Rowan Pure Life DK weight unprocessed yarn. And it has been in my stash for quite a while, but I had it in like plastic bag, so I thought it was fine, but it breaks so quickly. So the inside of the sweater, I don't know if I'm able to show you. Like already here, you see all these, I had to tie it so many times, it's insane. I will, yeah, hopefully show you a better clip, but I dropped a stitch. This yarn breaks all the time, and I don't know if it's because it was a little, yeah, in stash for a while, or if it is just like very, you know, weak. So yeah, I had to tie a lot of ends. I had to do a lot of felting, with like felting ends together. Sometimes it was just not possible to felt anymore. I had to do, I don't know, just crazy stuff to make sure that parts of the sweater were not falling apart. And I'm actually a little bit nervous if when it's done and I'm gonna block it, because that's the other thing, I need to block it really bad. I'm just a little nervous if strands are going to be okay, or if it's gonna like completely fall apart. I hope it won't, but we'll see. But yeah, the other thing is that I am knitting a size, I think a large, and I think it will be okay, but I'm also getting a little bit nervous. So I am assuming that because it's a lot of texture, especially this part, it will stretch. But the more I knit, the more I am getting nervous if it will be big enough. But that's just one way to find out, and that's just block it. So I think I'm going to do an in-between block when I finish the body. I'm gonna block it and see how it fits. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I also still need to block this one. I showed you how it looked before I left for the weekend. But yeah, I haven't blocked it, so I might do that today as well. And then see how it works out in the end. All right. But first, I'm gonna wake myself up, hopefully go to the gym, and take a very relaxing day because I'm tired from last weekend. All right, see you soon. Hello, it is time for a little update because I've been working on my knitting quite a lot the last few days, even though it's been really hot right now as well. It's like 33, 34 degrees. It's way too hot in here. We're not, like, this country's not built for the heat, but nonetheless, I've been knitting away on my Ingrid sweater. And my everyday socks, both by Petite Knit. I'm gonna start with the sock because I don't want to say this is my longest one in as a whip, but it's been there for a while. But I just finally finished the first sock. So I think literally I did like 3 months on the first part. So I'm like a little bit over the heel, and then this is like the foot part I did in a few days. You know, once you set your mind to something, you can really do it. So I finished this one last night, and then I already, because it's so warm, I don't really want to have big projects on me. It's like a sweater, so I cast on the second one already. Had some, I think I had to start like 3 or 4 times over again because it's quite dark and I couldn't see my stitch count properly, but we made it. So hopefully I'm gonna pick this up a lot in the upcoming week and just finish it and get it done. And then the reason why I actually picked this up a little bit more, because I've been making a lot of progress on my Ingrid sweater and I've been really enjoying knitting it. So I want to savor that a little bit more. As you can see, she's coming far along, but the most significant changes, I made the collar. So I was actually working on the ribbing, but then what I actually been doing for the last sweaters that I made, instead of finishing the ribbing first and then the arms and then the collar, I do the collar before finishing the body because I just want to know how it sits and if it kind of like cinches up. So I did that, and I just followed the pattern with this. I think I did 1 row less of the 1x1 rip in the end. But yeah, I think this looks really cute and cool. And now the ribbing is just needs to get done. And then just the sleeves. And I think those will fly off the needles because, as I said, I've been really enjoying this knitting, or enjoying this pattern. The yarn, as I mentioned before, is not my favorite because I've been splitting so much. So I have like this little like shot glass that I got in Dublin, in the Guinness factory. I got like a little Guinness glass with just water, and I use that to dip my yarn in and then felt it a little bit. So I don't have knots anymore. So I'm actually coming quite far. So I really want to get this one done as soon as possible. And then I just need to finish this. And then I have 3 out of my 5 knit whips done. And I can start something new. I'm gonna turn on the ventilator again on a highest setting and do some knitting on my sock and survive this heat. Well, hello there. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I am in a different room. This is actually sort of our work slash parallel playroom. We call it the PP room because of like parallel play. But we still need to get some things done here. So I have like some gauge swatch thingies and I still need to set it up, but you know, other things in life. But yeah, I wanted to give you a quick update because I think in a previous short update I showed you my finished sock, and I think that I started the second sock, and I got motivated and actually worked through it quite quickly. So I am on the foot part now. I think I only need to do 1 more. Is that correct? Yeah, I think 2 more stripes. So 1 more in the like gray beige color, 1 more in the dark brown, and then I can already do the decreases. So literally I think I could finish this tonight if I would work on it. Maybe I'd do that, but maybe I'm gonna keep this on hold because tomorrow is gonna be a little bit more warm, and then we have 2 days of like heat again, like 35 degrees or something. So I don't want to work on a sweater in that temperature. Maybe I also don't want to work on a sock, but I think a sock would be better because I don't have a bunch of yarn on me. So I think tonight I'm gonna still work on my Ingrid sweater and hopefully getting very far on my first sleeve because I finished that body. Wait, I'm gonna show it to you. The body is done, and this has given me a little bit of a headache, I can tell you. Yeah, so I started the sleeve yesterday, picked up for the sleeve, and I think this is the first time that I am doing shoulder shaping. Is it the first time? I think it is the first time that I'm doing shoulder shaping. I can't really recall that I did it before. So I'm really curious on how that is going to turn out. But for the body, so I actually finished the body a few days ago for the first time. But I cast this off. I did an Italian bind off, which I usually, it works really well. But for some reason this time, I don't know why, but it already felt a little bit more tight than it should be. And when I tried it on, I was like, because of, there's a lot of structure in the sweater, it will probably block. I see a lot of videos of people blocking this, and it's really gaining a lot of sort of width. I already felt like, ooh, it's a little bit tight right now, but then the bottom, the bind up was just too tight. And then I was a little bit like putting it around my body, and then something snapped. Literally. The bind off snapped. On one of my sides, it was just loose. It came loose, and I was really frustrated. So I wanted to just get the whole bind off anyway. But I couldn't find like the proper place of where the bind off started or ended. So in the end, I had to like cut around the entire rim, and it was very frustrating, and it did cost me a bit of yarn. But this sweater already has cost me definitely a lot of yarn because, yeah, it just fell apart because I don't know why. So it took me an evening to get it all undone and get it back on the needles, and I think I had to do like another, like the rounds, I think like 6 rounds over again, and then I did the bind off very loosely. But now it actually is sitting really well. So I'm happy that I redid the bind off. I'm just a little bit unhappy on how it was done. But that's life, I suppose. So I'm just gonna put it on, and mind you, it really needs to get blocked. So one sec. So look, don't mind like the red like shorts. I forgot to grab my mic, so this is a little bit better. So, okay, so as I said, it is sitting a little bit tightly around the body. More like it like inches scrunches in, it's not necessarily tight, it's just like you feel it needs to relax a lot. So I am excited to block this because I think it will just relax a lot and feel like sit a lot more loosely and chill. The neckline though, I do like the look of it. The only thing is this yarn is not the most soft yarn I've ever worked with. So it is itching a little bit around my neck. So I hope it will soft off. If not, I guess I have to wear a high neck underneath or suck it up. Like, I'm not an itchy person. I can deal with quite a lot of sort of scratchier yarn around my arms. But especially like neck and sort of higher chest, it's not my favorite feeling. I am excited about this garment. I think it's really a cool garment, and it has inspired me a little bit for a design of my own, more like sort of using certain structures. I did make a swatch because I have some yarn that I really want to work up, and I have an idea for a sort of structure. And I made some swatches, but I didn't really like the look of it so much. But I did do a little bit of a design of like for something color work. And I want to really incorporate some structure techniques as well, because I personally really, really love to make that. I think it's very, and a plain stockinette is really nice, but I feel like that's just nice for on the side. But definitely if I make a bigger garment for myself, for example, I've so far realized that having different structures or different techniques and color work in the design is just a lot more entertaining for me to work on. It kind of keeps my head entertained in a way. So I think for my first design, I'm just going to do what I like. And I'm actually going to make a little bit of a memory for a trip that I've done. I got some inspiration from that, and with that inspiration, I made sort of a raster colorwork design. It's still very much in the works, and I might make a video out of it, out of the sort of process that I'm gonna go through to designing a garment. But yeah, I feel like a little swatch is not breaking the arrangement that I had, that I'm only gonna work on these 3 projects, because a swatch is not a garment, right? So, you know, I'm gonna try and finish this sweater as soon as possible, finish the sock, and then I'm done. And then I can upload this video and I can start on some new projects that I'm really, really, really looking forward to. And I think my own design sweater is gonna be one of them. All right, that is it for now. I'm gonna continue working on this sleeve tonight, and then the upcoming days I hope to finish my sock. And who knows, I'm curious to see how fast I will finish these 2 sleeves, and I'm excited. So that was my update for now. See you soon. Okay, I kind of locked in the last few days and not just finish the first sleeve, but finish the second one as well. Wait, I'm gonna zoom out. She's done. But as you can see, it's, oh my god. I know that this will block like crazy, but I'm hope it's gonna block even more than I expected to block, because right now the arms are really short, like really short. So we'll see. But she's done. I truly, truly locked in the last few days, and just, I think the second sleeve took me a day and a half. I must say it took me a little bit longer because the last few skeins that I had from this yarn were the worst ones from the pile, so I had to do a lot of felting. But you know, she's done. So this whip has been in my pile for over a year, and she's done now. I am wearing a shirt underneath because she is a little scratchy. You know, I hope it will soften a little bit. Right now it's not too bad around my neck, but I hope the blocking will soften it up a little bit. So right now I'm gonna do the blocking, and then actually for my everyday sock, I only have the last stripe left, so the decreasing, I could literally finish that in an hour as well. So today will be the day that I'm finishing my 3 whips. Okay. So today will be the day that I finish all of my 3 whips. Let's go. this video. As you have seen in a previous clip, I finished my ingot sweater. She is blocked. She's still a little damp on the back, so I'm gonna put her back on the blocking needles and finish drying. But she has relaxed amazingly. I could not have wished for a better fit. I'm really, really, really happy. The yarn did soften up a little bit, so it's not as itchy as before, which is also great. So I'm really happy and excited to wear this piece, and yeah, I'm just really happy at how it turned out. Lakesty, I did not block this in the end because I kind of like the fit. It kind of like ends right and where my jeans start, so I really like that fit as well. And then I'm wearing the everyday socks. Oh, that's stretchy. So I'm wearing the everyday socks. I did not block them as well. I finished them both yesterday. Wait, I'm gonna take one off because in the end this is the same amount of rows as the other stripe, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the last bit in the brown color, but it kind of looks weird now, but it also kind of looks funny. I don't know. Does it look weird or is it cute? Let me know. I'm just gonna keep them like this probably, but yeah, I might still block them to relax the fibers a little bit, but I was just excited to wear them today. Yesterday, actually, when I finished the sock, I even picked up the Mateo sweater. So I did a few rows of that, just a chill stockinette. But while working on this, I did really realize that I do enjoy working in either colors or different structures or color work. But yeah, this is still my to-go knit for when I'm in the movie theater, for example, and I can't see what I'm doing. So this will turn into a sweater in the end. It will just take some time. For right now, I am going to make a plan for the upcoming projects, and I'm thinking about making a video out of that as well, just doing a sort of fall autumn plans / wish list, because I'm not going to be able to finish them all. I do have some patterns that I'm definitely going to make, but I'm not quite sure about when I'm going to start first. And I just need to see and feel where my motivation is going first, because finishing these projects was fun, but also I did feel a little bit like, oh, I need some new motivation and inspiration. So I'm gonna sit down and make a plan, and also start on my own design sweater that I have in my brain for a very long time now. And I'm happy to take you guys along. I really hope you would be interested in seeing that process. Let me know if you are. Also, I'm really curious to hear if you guys are have a lot of whips in stash, or if you're just a monogamous knitter and just do one product at a time. Yeah, let me know. I'm curious to hear. But yeah, that is it for this video. I finished them. I finished them all. I'm really, really, really happy, and I'm excited for the colder weather, and I can really wear this sweater. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and if you want to follow me along, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you really soon.